Welcome to Amusings with Chelsea and Angie.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Angie.
Yeah,
don't do that.
What's up, guys?
Yay!
We're a week late.
And this week late.
This week a little late, yeah. But we've had a lot going on and also not feeling well.
Stupid season change garbage.
It's the false fall crap.
Yeah.
That's what we got going on.
It just sounded like you said falls. Fall. Fake fall. Big fall.
Oh, God.
Fake fall.
Okay.
Faux fall.
But we did get to watch a couple things while we were kind of out and down.
Yep.
So
we have content.
Yes, so we've got a full podcast this go around. So, you want to go first or you want me?
You can. Go ahead.
Okay. So, I watched on Prime. Again, we're not associated with anything whatsoever at all. We're just chit-chatting it.
Yeah, we pay our bills.
On Prime, I watched The Burial. And this is starring Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones. Based off of a true story. And it's loosely based because they had to dramatize it.
Mm-hmm.
To fit that category. And it involves Jeremiah Joseph and Willie E. Gary, which back in like mid to late 1890s was a big time lawyer that was on like the news and stuff that did injury cases and stuff like that. So basically it's set up 1995, Jeremiah Joseph Keefe, saying that right, he's in financial trouble with his funeral homes that he owns and is forced to sell a part of the business to meet financial demands in the Mississippi state for insurance. And he makes a contract with Raymond Loewen, which is the CEO of Loewen Group, who basically they don't follow through with the agreement they agreed upon about buying some of these funeral homes. So, and
that's a breach of contract.
Yeah, but nothing was ever like signed yet or whatever, so that's how they're trying to go about it.
Well, why wouldn't you sign shit first?
Well, he signed it, and then they were supposed to sign it, and they were like, oh, well, we had to get our lawyers to do this, and then we signed. And, yeah, they were being snaked, because this is how they got people. So, O'Keefe has a friend whose son's a young lawyer, just came out, Hal Dawkins. And he suggests that Loewen's is intentional, trying to run O'Keefe into the bankruptcy so then he can buy his entire company out, pretty much. And this upsets O'Keefe, so he hires this guy recommended by Hal, which is William E. Gary. He's a flashy Florida personal injury lawyer, okay? This is Jamie Foxx's character.
Mm-hmm.
And Dawkins suggested that it would be good to have this guy there because it is a white contract lawyer, Mike Alfred. He was worried that was O'Keefe's main lawyer, and he was worried because him being white and everything, that he's not going to be able to persuade a black jury very well where they file that. It gets kind of intense on, race, essentially. So the lawyer of O'Keefe's and Gary are butting heads like crazy, and then O'Keefe basically says, hey, Gary's going to be the lead lawyer. You're just going to be the kind of like the assistant help, the backup. And it kind of hurts them because they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
They look at the settlement that, this Loewen Group offers them for this, and he goes, haha, no, we're not going to accept this. He decides we're going to raise it to $100 million. And you want to talk about a jaw drop in the room because everybody was like, what? And they're like, yeah, buddy, we're about to get started. And basically, they send the offer back for $100 million. And Loewen's like, what the heck is going on? What does he think he's doing? Blah, 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 blah. They look at who they hired him as a lawyer, who the lead lawyer is, and then where they filed the claim at in Mississippi. And they're like, oh, okay, we see why they did this. This is about race. So let me hire some black lawyers and stuff like that. So in court, O'Keefe is basically cornered. He gets put up onto the stand, and Downson questions his characterability and points out his financial trouble and from the business deal and everything else, and basically blaming them that, they're at fault for all this, and trying to say how credible O'Keefe is and an outstanding person he is. Well, the other lady kind of sees what's going on, and she goes in and she basically annihilates O'Keefe and makes him to be the dumb one in the situation, and he wasn't ready to be up on the stand. And so O'Keefe's team just kind of struggled with it a little bit, and O'Keefe blamed Gary for putting him up there too early. He didn't have his back, he wasn't protecting him and stuff like that, and he wasn't ready for this. And Gary's like, crap, I need to switch my tactics, I'm not doing stuff right. And he really wants to help O'Keefe out, because they're kind of one and the same person. He sees a lot of himself in O'Keefe, Gary does. So Gary's like, don't give up on me, give me another chance. And he goes, no, I'm going to put Al Reed in as the lead attorney, which is his friend. So then they go back in, and Downson turns in questions at Al Reed and reveals that his grandfather was a member of the Ku Klux Klan, and that he liked spending time with his grandfather and stuff like that, and that's why he became a lawyer and blah, 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 and basically takes his integrity and just shreds it apart. And it looks like Gary's, his whole team and everything there are just so mad about all this. And he's like, I can't choose my grandfather or who my grandfather was. Nobody can. But I love the man. I didn't agree with his politics and stuff, but he was still my grandfather. And Gary stands up for Al Reed, and the rest of his legal team are like, oh no, you're going to stand behind this man that his grandfather was part of the Ku Klux Klan and all this other stuff. We're leaving. We're out of here. This ain't worth it. So Gary is left all alone. Al Reed says, I've compromised this. That I've destroyed this case, and he could lose. The best thing I can do is drop out. So he drops out. And so it's just Gary and Hal, which is the young lawyer guy. And he plays an important role because he starts looking into a lot of the background of the Lowens group, and he finds a lead. And the lead that he finds is the Black Baptist Church. And he reveals that Lowens group, in fact, did exploit the church members to sell overpriced packages to other members of the black community. So they get a request to have Raymond Lowen come to the stand. So he shows up in court and sits up there, swears in, and Gary just goes after him. And it was awesome to watch it. And I kind of hope this is what happened, because this was an annihilation. So whenever he's in there, he's basically showing no remorse for what he did. He's like, yeah, I don't care about what I did. Yeah, I got the home. I got these homes and these boats, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I overcharged. So what? People will still pay. And basically what he was doing is, like, for instance, a casket. Let's say it retails for $10. And of course, you got to upcharge it a little bit to make a profit off of it, right? Well, he wasn't just putting $5 on it and charging $15. He was putting I'm going to charge you $60 for it. Like ridiculous amounts, and people had to pay because they needed these items. And there was nowhere else you could get them to have them, because then you'd have to have them shipped in, and then that's higher cost and all that. So this guy knew what he was doing, and it was horrible. Basically, like I said, Gary got on there, finally just freaking annihilated him, and he was mad. And his team knew at that point, they're like, there's no way we're winning this. Do you see the jury, the way they're acting towards this guy? Like, they're mad. So the jury ends up swaying in O'Keefe's favor and awards him with $500 million in damages. Then they offer $100 million in compensation damages and $400 million in the punitive damages. So to me, at first you think it's like a comedic drama and stuff like that. Overall, I thought it was great. The storyline was very complex. It kind of had you really focusing in on everything that was going on. There's a lot of the issues that are there then that are still here today with these big corporations trying to take advantage of the small town owners. I think Jamie Foxx's performance was outstanding in my opinion. That is one of the best performances I've seen him play in a long time. The friendship between him and Tommy Lee's character, it's like they've been friends for years, like they know one another. It's just overall a good movie. I left some of the stuff out so you can kind of go in there and watch and catch up and stuff. But it was definitely a must-see. And it basically went off of a story that was published in, I believe, the Times.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, awesome movie. I highly encourage to watch it if you have not. It's got the good lawyer aspect of it. It's got the good family aspect of it. And it was just, O'Keefe wanted to leave something for his family. And he didn't like the big man trying to stomp on the little man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that today, right now, there's a lot of big companies that stomp on these little hometown companies that are just trying to make a living. So,
Not just companies, just big man trying to crush the little man.
yes. So, like I said, good movie. I give it, honestly, a 10. That was one of them I thoroughly enjoyed. So, yeah.
Yay.
Yay. So, what about you? What did you watch this weekend? Or last week or the next 2
We
weeks?
went and saw the Marvels this weekend.
Ooh. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So it reminds me of Thor Ragnarok because it had comedy and it wasn't focused on one character. You in Ragnarok you had Thor, you had Loki, and you had the Hulk. While in the Marvels you have Carol, you have Kamala, and then you have Monica. So, and you also have Fury, and Goose is there.
Oh, that made you happy.
Oh, I love my flerkins. And the bad guy was, or lady, whatever.
So a lot of girl power.
The bad guy wasn't really a big deal, but it was a good movie. It had action. It had them trying to get to a point where they can work together because there are, if you don't know, Monica is Carol's kind of niece because she grew up with Maria Rambeau, who is Monica's mom. Well, when Maria got cancer, Carol was off in space.
Oh no.
And so when the blip happened, that took Monica out. So when she came back, her mom was gone.
Oh no.
But Carol was there. Carol had come back. Monica was mad at Carol because she was like, "You said you'd be right back." So it was basically Carol explaining, well, this is why I didn't come back. She's like, I did not feel that I could come back until I fixed this mistake. Because she didn't want Monica thinking less of her.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that. It was really good.
I'm going to watch it, so.
Well, I'm gonna watch the Trolls movie.
Yeah.
The other thing that we just plowed right through, I kind of got my sister hooked on it by accident.
Oh, this is when I called you during the weekend.
It's called 007 Road to a Million. And I thought it was funny because I saw an article that Brian Cox thought that he was actually, it was for the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I'm like, no dingus. It is on Amazon Prime. Again, not affiliated. And Brian...
But if you want to sponsor us, you go right ahead.
Yes, we would love it. Brian Cox is the host. If you don't know Brian Cox, he was on Succession.
Mm-hmm. Succession.
Yeah. I know him. He was the original Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter.
Really?
Yes. With William Peterson, who was on CSI.
Ah.
Look, useless information that I know. He was also on Deadwood. He was one of my favorite characters on Deadwood. So, boys and girls, it is similar to The Amazing Race, but it's British. So, use the closed captionings or else you ain't gonna understand a whole lot what they say.
I love the British accent.
Well, yeah, it's lovely until you are like, I do not know what He's like, "Hi, brother, are you going to go in and get it over and now let's pick that up?" And I was like, I'm glad that I have my closed captions because I do not know.
Hey, closed captions does not always work, though, because the sentence does not make sense. Is this Spanish going to English? It does not make sense.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
But
Anywho.
it did remind me of working with my friend Linda because she is from England. And she would never pronounce TH. Like, yes. It would... Okay, if you're saying the number 3, THREE, she says free, like F-R...
So the F.
Yes.
They would pronounce an F instead of TH.
Yes, and it would drive me nuts. That's 1993. I was like, no, three. And you hear that a lot of that with the Bone Brothers on. Yes. Oh my God. Hey, brother. And I'm like, brother.
It's just like you getting on to me about birthday.
What?
Happy birthday.
It's not birthday. It's birthday. Birthday.
It's the same thing. Birthday. It's the accent.
Oh my God.
Help it.
So, you have 9 teams. $9 million. Not total. $1 million per each. Oh, sorry, pounds. So you have a team, you have the Bone Brothers, then you have a team of sisters, you have co-workers, you have 2 retired police officers, you have best friends, you have a husband and wife, you have a father and son, and everybody, not at the same time, you get dropped off in Scotland. In the Highlands.
I'm in.
And you get off your little bus. And then you're like, hey, what's going on? We're in the middle of nowhere. What we gonna do? I ain't got no idea where we're going. And then behind you, as if you could not have realized, there's a phone box. So I told my sister, I was like, they're gonna get a phone call, and that's you're gonna tell them where to go. So, ring, 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 and they're like, hello, and then he goes, for $5,000, you need to find your clue. You need to go 17 miles up the hill behind you. Yeah, they have to walk a lot.
It's good exercise.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, we could use the exercise.
I know, but we would die. Me and my sister would have died.
Nah, just hop on my back. Let's keep going.
And they're like, find, this place. And, so they go and there's a lake and the 2 brothers are like, well, okay, I don't see anything. They're like, well, let's look around. And they finally see
it's Nessie the Loch Ness Monster.
No, they see a rope going into the water. So they go into the water and they pull the case out. So once you find your first clue, it's a case. You open it up. There's a screen on the top, and then you have 3 canisters, A, B, and C. They ask you a question. It says, for $5,000. And then they give you your clue. And they're all, everybody's different. And then they say, is it A, this, B, this, or C, this? Take the canister of your answer, pull the pin. If it's red, it's wrong. If it's green, it's right. So everybody got it right except sisters.
Aww.
And then unlike Amazing Race, they don't have to go find the planes and get tickets, and there's no mad rush where you're carrying backpacks and knocking people out.
Okay.
So you next see the brothers in Italy. They're in Venice.
Ooh.
And they got their clue. You have to find this hotel. You have to find this road, this hotel, and get to the 2nd floor. So they're like, one brother was trying to remember the name of the street. One was trying to remember the name of the hotel. And they finally got it. But then they get to the building and it's locked.
Uh-oh.
So I look at my sister, I said, oh, time for a B&E. So yeah, they hop over the back and climb up this ladder through the window, and they look around and they find this big crate, and they're like, oh, I bet that's it. So sure enough, they open it up, and the case is in there with a python.
Hell to the no.
So they're like, okay, but I mean, it's a python.
Yeah, they're usually not hostile.
So
usually
they grab the case and they open it up, and instead of canisters, it has little switches, like where you
lights on, lights off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it plays the video, and it's like, how long is the python? Oh yeah. So now they have to go get little Bucky out of that box and try and stretch that bad boy out.
Do you know how hard that is with their muscles?
Yes.
They've got impeccable muscles.
Yes.
Now, alright. I'd be like, okay, my hand is about this long, or my shoe. Okay, do. Okay, do the math.
Yeah, but two of them were so close that you were like, oh.
Aww.
But they got it. Some of the other ones were, they had to climb a crane out onto the boom part and get the,
You know I don't do well with heights. Girl.
Neither did the husband. He's like, go on up there. She's like, I'm not going up there. And they're like, we don't have a choice. Then there were some, I'm trying to think, because the nurses didn't go to Italy. They got sent to Turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah. And they had to climb across a rope between two buildings because the case was hanging. But yeah. It's like,
I just sit with these people in heights.
well, it's supposed to be, James Bond spy shit.
Yeah, you're going across the rope.
I
got you.
We're losing. Then, let's see, they went to Jamaica, and they had to dive into a catamaran.
Okay.
The nurses had to scuba and use tools to crack open a case.
Scubaing's hard if you don't know how to scuba.
Yeah.
And coming up, if you're not careful, oof.
The husband and wife had to go to Chile to an active volcano. Yeah. And they had to get to 5,500 altitude.
Okay.
But only one of them could go. They were at like 3, and the other person had to go the other 1,500.
So who was selected?
And the husband.
Oh, good.
And it was hilarious because it's almost like he's drunk because,
Yeah, the
your
altitude.
brain is all badonkey. And I was like, quit dicking around, dude. You have a time limit. You need to get that case. So he finally brings it down. And, well, anyway, only 3 people make it to $300,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, only 3 teams. All the other teams get kicked
Knocked out.
But the good thing is that when they get kicked out, say you are on your $300,000 question, but you don't get there in time. Well, you already banked like the 150, so you leave with 150.
Well, that's still cool.
Yeah. So they got up to the $500,000 question.
Oh boy. You got that face.
Well, no, 3 teams made it to the $500,000 question in Switzerland, but none of them got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Hold on. Pause.
But
Did you get it?
Yes, Mandy got it.
Oh my gosh.
But there were ones that I didn't. Like when they were in Turkey and they had to go find this maintenance tunnel, there was a skull in the case, and it was just dug up in Turkey recently, and it was from a circus, and you had to guess what animal that skull was from. And I thought maybe it was a chimpanzee because it was not a huge skull. It was a bear. And my sister had answered that right, and I was like, but the head looks so small, and you're thinking bears here are massive.
Some aren't, because remember they got the little shape.
This head looked smaller than a human head. And I was like, I know. Bear's head is bigger than
Well,
mine.
maybe it wasn't a big bear. Maybe it was a baby bear.
Maybe they have stunty. See, that's why I was like, I don't know.
That's cool, though.
But yeah, it's a good. They leave you hanging. Like, they'll ask the question, and then the two people are like, oh, and then it, ends, and you have to go to the next episode. So it was like maybe 12:30 at night or morning, whatever. And told my sister, I was like, okay, I know you want to go to bed, but I need to find out if she's like, yeah, we need to find out if they got the question
So you
right.
stayed up late just to find out?
So we played the beginning part of the next episode, and then we paused it because neither of us wanted to cheat. I'm not going to watch it without you. So, yeah.
Aww.
So, and then we finished that. We started it Saturday, and I think ended it Sunday, so it was pretty good.
That's pretty awesome. Now, you know what else I did see? I noticed it on Netflix. I'm actually currently watching something right now, so hopefully I'm going to be able to tell you guys about it next week. And it's How to Become a Mob Boss. And it's on Netflix. It's brand new. But I saw right next to it, the Great British Bake Off had new episodes. And I was like, oh, I want to hear from Angie.
Yeah, we're on. Last week was Pastry Week, I think.
I just know you love that, and I automatically was like, she's either watching it or it's on her watch list.
Yeah, I watch it every Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
But Netflix dropped quite a few new shows, and so did Prime.
Yeah.
It was like, all of a sudden, let's drop. I'm like, heck yeah. You know me, I'm all for it.
They just dropped the first part of the final season of The Crown.
Yep, I have that on my list to watch.
And they dropped the first episode on Mac, Julia, about Julia Childs.
Yep.
So I watched that.
They've got like
Is Dave Holmes on there? Pete Holmes.
Yes.
You have to watch that comedy. His special. It is.
Yeah. And Matt
Rife, I haven't watched.
He's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Belly laugh the whole time.
That was Pete Holmes, because remember I told you he did the thing where he says, I want a dildo, just to make people's phones and Instagram
Start
those
throwing
ads.
up. Yeah. I saw that. And you see like Netflix right now, Matt Rife is in number 1 of the top 10 shows in the U.S. today. The Crown is number 2. Like I said, it's on my list. I got to watch it. Hopefully I'll get it watched this weekend after I finish How to Become a Mob Boss, which is number 3. And see, like, I think I'm also going to watch Criminal Code. That looked interesting. But anyway, so those came out, and I'm interested. Lone Survivor was another one that was on my list.
Isn't that with Mark Wahlberg?
No, but I sent you one about Mark
Are
Wahlberg.
you sure?
I don't think that's Mark Wahlberg. Oh yeah, it is. You're right. Hey, look at Angie go. She knows everything. But I sent you that one about him with the dog, about the true story. I sent it to you.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's coming to theaters. I want to see it, but I know I'm probably going to cry because it's got a dog.
I almost cried when I got notification that Fall Guy has moved from March to May. Damn it!
Those evil people.
Because, okay, what they're trying to do is they're trying to fill their summer movies for 2024 because the strike pushed everything. So, yeah, they're pushing it.
And that's the other one I'm going to watch is Get Gotti. Because, he's the one that eventually took down the last of the mob bosses. It was his fault being flamboyant and all that. But anywho, and of course, I still got to watch the rest of the Murdaugh one that they put out. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, stuff's coming out. I'm ready to watch.
I have watched all the Miss Marple. Okay, no, I'm missing like 3. So I've watched all of Poirot, and now I've got like Miss Marple, and now I'm running out of stuff.
But Christmas season's coming up.
I don't want to watch a bunch of Christmas movies. I do want to see the little one with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Something on Christmas where he's a little people. Yeah.
Yes, I saw that, and I was like, OMG. I can't remember what it was now.
Something Christmas Tree Lane.
something like that.
And then they have the one with Melissa McCarthy where she's a genie. Keep seeing that.
Yes, I saw that trailer and I was, oh my goodness. I was like, okay, that's on my bucket list to watch. I know. But I did watch something that was older, which was Killer Hunter with Gerard Butler.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about like a submarine going over to Russia and stuff like that. It was very interesting.
So is it like a reverse Hunt for Red October?
Kind of. I kind of got the same feel on it.
Like, who would want to go over there?
Yeah. They went over there because one of their ships was already down, and they were going to investigate to see what happened. And of course, it looks like somebody fired upon them. And it kind of looks like sabotage because the other one, which was the other Russian, was essentially from the inside.
Sabotage.
Pretty much. So. But yeah, there's been quite a few good stuff coming out.
Wrexham wrapped up, and surprise,
Yes.
surprise, they got promoted.
Woo!
So did Notts County. And they were renewed for season 3.
Woo-woo!
So at the end, they said, "We'll be seeing you too, Notts County." And I thought that was cute.
Aww. That's so awesome. You know what else I want to see? It came out on Prime. It's to rent or to buy right now. But Blue Beetle. You didn't like it? Or you didn't watch it?
I was told by somebody who watched it that it were not very good.
Aww.
Yeah.
I still want to watch it though.
I mean,
Anyway.
if it's free, yeah.
If it's free, I'll take 3. Da-da-da-da-da.
Why 3?
Because it rhymes with a free.
It's
Yeah,
got the
yeah.
TH in there. At least I got it right.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. One, the husband and wife had to go get the case, and it was tied to a pole in front of crocodiles.
Oh, heck nah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I draw the line at that.
But he took out the chicken in the bucket and threw it, and when the crocodile jumped, you could see that it was tied.
Whew.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure that he's tied. His mouth is not, but the rest of him looks like
Yeah, but
he
you
is
know those
restrained.
muscles just
I
right
know.
could pull it.
Right.
If
So
they want it
throw
that
food
bad.
at it, and then slowly go and get the case.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm sorry, I'm not Steve Irwin. And for people that are young and do not know who that is, please go look him up. He was amazing. He was the voice of my childhood in teaching you about animals.
Well, his son Robert and daughter Bindi do a really good job.
They do. They do. I wish I could see them more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But they have crikey, it's the Irwins.
Yes, and I watch it, but you know me, I loved when Steve toured around the world and went out. The majority of the time they're in the park.
But you learn stuff.
You
Like,
still learn stuff. Yes,
like-
yes.
Koalas get chlamydia a lot.
Yeah. That was interesting to me. I was like, what? No way. And like
Like, I don't even know why. I mean, it's not like they're like panda bears. You have to kind of, they're not really interested. So you have to kind of urge,
yeah, get them
urge
too.
them. So I'm like, it's not like rampant koala sex going on. What's with the chlamydia?
Yeah. It was weird. Like I didn't understand that either. I was like, what?
Oops, somebody's going to have to research that. Why do koalas get chlamydia?
The funniest part is somebody is going to research that, and you're going to be
And it's
like,
going to be me.
oh, Lord.
I'll be here next episode with the answer. We'll find out.
It's a good question to
Maybe
leave with.
they eat it with from eucalyptus. I don't know. We'll
I
find
don't know.
out.
We'll find out, yeah.
Leave you on that burning. Get it? Chlamydia.
Ah.
That burning question. Why do koalas get chlamydia?
And with that, we say adieu.
Adieu to you.
Farewell. Sayonara. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Do-do-do-do.
Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum.